has been a very massive decision. It took me a long time to process. Had so many negative emotions around it. I would be losing another part of myself and me to motherhood. And I'm overwhelmed now. Like, I'm seriously overwhelmed now. Decided that hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. In the fashion of most of my videos lately, I'm going to apologise for my lack of presence. Life has been absolutely mental. This video will explain a little bit more why I have had some news that I've been holding off sharing with the wider audience. And yeah, so really let's get up to my big life update, and also I'll be talking a bit about childcare and funding and returning to work after maternity leave and all that kind of area. So hope you enjoy this video. So yeah, let's just get on with the life update. Big announcement for me anyway, and that is that I am no longer returning to work after my maternity leave with my second. It has been a very massive decision. I'll go into my decision making, but yeah, I quit my corporate job and I'm going to be a stay-at-home mum-ish, kinda. We'll get into that. So anyways, let me just go back to my first baby, Isla. I had her in the pandemic and it came to going back to work with her. I went back 4 days a week, so I went part-time. I got her into a nursery 4 days a week, and I pretty much thought that that was what I was going to be doing my second time round with Elodie when I went off on maternity leave. I never really had a thought that I wasn't going to be returning to my job. I love my job. I work for a corporate company. I love that environment. I have worked there for 7 years now. I just absolutely love it. They've been really good. I used to work like 2 days in the office, 2 days from home. Very, very flexible, really supportive. Had a great team. I did not want to leave my job, and I have left the door open to return maybe in a few years when things work out. The main factor of me leaving my job is finances, and it being financially viable for me to return to work, paying Isla's childcare and then Elodie's childcare. Isla does go to start school this September, so it would be May till September that I'd be paying for Isla's, but I had other things to factor in. So currently at the moment, Isla gets 30 hours funding, which is stretched because she's in a full-time nursery, so it's over 51 weeks a year, so roughly works out to 22 days a week. Now 30 hours funding it can get really, really complicated because it only goes towards the session time. It doesn't cover any subsidiary items, like if they have people come in and do, like Isla has a football coach to come in, if they take trips, forest school activities, I don't think it covers that. Food, nappies, wipes, anything like that, funding doesn't cover. Every nursery is different, so you really have got to talk to your nursery and find out about that. At the moment, Isla is doing 3 full days of nursery. With her funding taken off, I still am having to pay around, I think it's gone up this April to $630 a month. That's with the funding for 3 full days. It's a very, very expensive nursery for my area. I absolutely love it. It's an amazing nursery, but it's very, very expensive, and I just couldn't get Isla anywhere else. The nurseries around here are fully oversubscribed. There's some that only do term time, which obviously won't work out for me for working like full time. So I has stayed at that one. It's been very expensive. I managed to keep her in nursery whilst I'm on maternity leave, working out, like obviously covering those costs whilst I'm not working. But to add Elodie onto that 4 days a week because she will be under 2. She'll be in the baby room, and her fees will be like around 1,600 a month. So so Isla's going back 4 days would be around, I'm gonna say she'd probably be about 7, maybe 800 a month, because I imagine the next day that hasn't enough funding. I haven't even worked that out yet, but I think Isla's is pretty much like £800-900 a month. When it was just Isla and returning to work, the fees were okay. Like, obviously they did take a chunk out of my wages, but I still had a bit, you know, a good bit left over of my wages to be like, okay, it's fine for me to pay that. Paying both of them, it doesn't really leave me with a lot afterwards. So yeah, I just and ahed about it with Adam, and I had to, it was a very big process for me. I had to talk to him for ages, because we were like, what's the point? What is the point of going back to work when you're barely going to have anything left over? So we talked about it for a while, and then I made a decision in January. I handed in my notice, because even when Isla goes to school, I would have to look at doing the like the before and after care. So she would need to do breakfast club, and it looks like round here there's a minimum of 2 hours I have to book at £6.50 an hour. So I'd have to do 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening, just to make sure I've got those covered either side. And then also with half terms, there's like 13 weeks I'd need to cover, and I worked out that I could probably juggle about 6 of those 13 weeks between my parents looking after Isla, Adam's parents looking after Isla, me taking holiday off of work. But it's really redundant for Adam to take time off work because he's self-employed. So if he's not working for a week, we lose a whole week's wages, and it will cost us less, obviously, to put her in for a week. So yeah, it was not even factoring any better when she goes to school, when I had to like work out all the what I'd have to put aside a month to cover half terms and the before and after clubs. So yeah, we decided that I wasn't going to be returning to work even, and I'm going to say, oh, Elodie might get funding as of September. Obviously, I know that might be a thing, but until that's actually set in stone, then I can't factor that in. I mean, the 2-year-old funding went through, so I imagine that the 15 hours for Elodie's age, so the 9 months plus in September 2024 might come in. But then again, it's not going to be a massive, 15 hours is not going to take a massive amount off my funding, especially with what it costs, like the additional costs, subsidiary costs now. So it wouldn't be a massive amount. It would be a help, but it wouldn't be a massive amount. And yeah, it took me a long time to process leaving my job. I really didn't want to. I had so many negative emotions around it, positive ones as well, but I just go through the negatives. So first of all, it was the fact that I would be losing another part of myself and me to motherhood, and I just felt like it's just something else that has just been taken away from me. As I said, I do really enjoy my job and I enjoy working. I really enjoyed the days that I worked from home and Isla was in nursery, because it allowed me to also get bits done on my breaks and you know, do housework. So I actually kept on top of housework a bit. So, you know, I'll go down, have a coffee break, make myself a coffee, put the washing on, like, and I could just keep on top of things, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed working because it was me time. I felt more of an adult. I could have adult conversations, use my adult brain, and yeah, I really did like working. And yeah, I was really scared about leaving the workforce and maybe not being able to get back into the workforce, not being able to carry on with my career and things like that. That was a real big concern for me, because I'm like, if I try and get back into work, are they just going to look at me, this sounds really bad, but like as a mother rather than a worker? If I try to go back, oh, I had a career break because I was maternity leaving children. Like, I don't know, because they're not, like, companies are not meant to think like that, and there's no way, when I've done interviews to interview people I've ever thought like that. But you know, I personally get really paranoid about that. And also being financially so dependent on Adam. Obviously I had been throughout maternity leave because after, I mean, I was really lucky with my company. They did 26 weeks full pay. That's like kind of the reason I was able to keep Isla in nursery. But obviously when I went down to statutory, that's not a lot. So yeah, I was really worried about being financially dependent on my partner. It's never been something I've ever wanted to do. I've always wanted to have financial independence. So yeah, that there's a lot of worries. There's a lot of worries as well about, obviously when babies get older, like they get harder. Isla started nursery at 13 months, so basically 4 days a week. I only had really one day off in the week with her, and then the weekends it's both me and Adam. I'm scared that I'm not going to be able to entertain her or give her the kind of development activities she needs, because I haven't done it with my first. Only 1 day a week, and it always was like a fun going out day. If I'm at home a lot more with my baby, or you know, my young toddler, I'm just worried that I'm not going to be able to stimulate her or give her the kind of learning opportunities that I ever got from nursery, and she just won't develop as well or learn as well as Isla because she's not getting those opportunities really. Also, I am also a bit shit scared about dealing with it because I'm overwhelmed now. Like, I'm seriously overwhelmed now, and it's going to be like that until what, Isla goes to school in September, where I will just have LED all the time basically. But yeah, I'm just worried about like being off all the time with my children. I know that sounds really bad, like, but on the flip side, the positives are that I do actually get to spend more time with my children in this time of their lives, because as much as I love going back to work for the first time with Isla, I also used to have moments where I felt completely robbed of that time with her when she was younger. I really hate the fact that I had to go back to, I didn't have to go back to, you know, but I did, and it's a very catch-22, like very mixed emotions, I think, when it's returning to work for a woman, because I don't think you're ever going to be completely happy with your decision. But yes, I'm on the flip side, I get to spend that time with them when they're younger. I am kind of really looking forward to the school run. I know that sounds really like crazy to probably school mums, but I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully I get to the school that's local to us so I can walk there. But for me, my mum was very much a career woman. She worked in a bank in London, and I admire her so much because she gave me such a good work ethic. But I don't really remember. I remember getting excited about the days that my mum picked me up from school. So it was very rare occurrence, or picked me up or took me to school. My dad retired from the fire brigade when I was still quite young, before he like started his business, and I remember how like nannies or like babysitters and stuff like that. So I remember like having that excitement of like my mum picking me up. So I'm really excited I can do that. Yeah, not working means that I'm going to be able to balance the nursery run, the school run, getting into the office, getting into London without all those stresses, or getting back from the office, having to deal with half terms, which I've not done before because Isla's been in a full-time nursery. So that's always been a stress on my mind about how I'm going to deal with that when I go back to work, and all the time to have off. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it in that aspect as well. And it's also led me and Adam to have some more opportunities to do business ideas. So Adam, he kind of like had a business anyway, but we set up another brand in January, and I've been working behind the scenes on that, like implementing a financial system and building websites and doing marketing and kind of getting the business up and running in that. And I've been doing that since like January. And then And since October last year, I've been kind of like really getting into my photography again. I've just been practicing, and I've been doing more and more training. And then around January time, when I decided that I was going to quit my job, I kind of thought, could I also turn this into a business as well, a side hustle, work for me? Because obviously I'll be working, when I say leave my job, I'm going to actually still be working. I am going to be working for myself, working for Adam. So I'm still technically going to be a working mum, but within the realms of my own flexibility, which is great. So yeah, I can work around my life and needs of the children. But yeah, so I started a photography business as well, and I'm really hoping that takes off. I can obviously work around childcare, work weekends, work from home when needed as well. So that's kind of an opportunity I never envisioned myself having, because when people found out I started this business and they're like, oh, did you quit your job because of that? And it's actually the other way around. I quit my job and then decided I need something else in my life. I need a little side hustle that I can bring in some money for myself, and it make me feel good that I'm like earning. Like, not that we ever, like me and Adam, have a problem with money or sharing. Everything we earn goes into our family pot and we just take from that. There's no like split between finances there. But yeah, it's just good that I am still financially contributing to the household. That makes me feel good, and it makes me feel good that I actually have my own thing, because obviously I lost my job. I leave my job. I am also working on Adam's business. Yeah, it's really good. I can work around this. I never thought I'd have this opportunity, but I'm trying to make something work off the back of leaving my job, so I get that extra bit of income and I can contribute, and I've got something to myself, because otherwise I'd just be working for Adam's business and that's Adam's thing, and then I'm just, you know, motherhood just takes so much of you. I needed something work-wise, something to work on, and I know I do have my social media and my Instagram and things like that, but I needed something business-wise that can bring in some money that I actually enjoy doing. So it's an opportunity I never thought I was actually going to have. So yeah, that is my big life update. I am no longer employed, I guess. Well, I will be employed for Adam's business, but like I am my own boss now, guys. I am my own boss. I am working into my realms. I am fitting work into my life, around my life, not my life trying to fit around work, and I'm really happy about that. I felt really shitty about the situation at the beginning. I was dreading it a bit, but now I kind of like really positive about what the rest of this year is going to bring and these opportunities are going to bring, and yeah, I'm feeling more positive about not returning to work. And I really hope this video kind of helps you make a decision, or if you're in the process of deciding if you're going to go back to work or not. I know it's so hard. As I said, as a mother, you're never going to be completely happy. It's never going to be 100% happy decision you make. You'll always be in two minds. You'll always live in two worlds, the working mum or the work person and the mum. Like you just can't split it. As much as you try, you just can't. But yeah, I know as well that a lot of mums don't get the situation and want. There's a lot of mums out there that had to return to work even though they really wanted to stay off the baby, and then there's a lot of mums out there that have to stay because of like financial reasons. They can't afford to put their child into childcare and they really wanted to return to work. So it's one of those situations where no one ever wins, I don't think, when it comes to going back to work after a baby. So yeah, it has been a bit of a whirlwind few months since January, especially like building and starting up these businesses, making websites, implementing systems, getting marketing materials, doing all that. It's been full on. It's taken all my spare time up, and I don't have a lot of spare time as it is. But now I'm hoping things are starting to be like business as usual, and just, you know, everything's kind of like implemented. I'm hoping I'm going to have more time for my YouTube and social medias. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and hopefully I have many more to come. Now I am no longer working. I am working, I'm just not working for a business anymore. That's not mine or Adam's. But yeah, anyways, I hope you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up and I'll see you in another one. Goodbye.